Welcome to this month's theme on our healing journey. We're looking at worry this month, and worry is also closely linked to fear or anxiety. And I'm excited to share this month's topic with you because for many years, fear and worry ruled my life. But I used many of the techniques for this month in my own life, and eventually I released a lot of fear and worry that I've had. Do I still have moments of it? Of course, but I recognize it when it comes up and then I deal with it as soon as I can. So let's talk a little bit more about fear, worry, anxiety, those topics. I think worry often happens when the subconscious mind believes that things could soon become quite dangerous or painful or uncomfortable. And then it doesn't know really how to remedy this situation. And so we feel worried. Excuse me. But we can solve this problem when we know exactly what we fear. And in most cases, when we've shined a light on the thing that we are afraid of, the cause of the fear turns out to be unreal, or it can just basically be dissolved, into nothing or something very small with just a little bit of work. So we can look in the dark corner or under the bed and notice that there's no monster there. Or we can want to run away from the monster before it gets us. Or we can defend ourselves, or we can negotiate with the monster for a safe outcome. All these things are possible if we just make a little bit of effort, right? Another thing is that fear is also often based on negative beliefs about life or the world. And so, for example, if you have a general belief that life is a struggle or the world is a dangerous place, this will color your judgment as to what happens to you. And it will become the focus for worry about, losing a job or not having enough money or being alone. So whatever the problem or the situation is that you are worried about, if there's some action you can take to improve matters, then take it. Even if taking it, like replacing it with something else can help, and very few things turn out as bad as we anticipated. Remember that. A lot of times the things we fear are worse, that thing of fear is worse, that emotion, than the actual thing that can happen. So the other thing we can think about as well, that's also interesting to think about, is that we can see fear as being just a guardian. It's not the ruler of our lives. Just be aware of it. And sometimes it is good to have a little bit of fear or anxiety because it tells us to stay where you are or don't move or make yourself a little invisible, because sometimes it's necessary to take an action to save ourselves in a situation, an acute situation that might happen. So working with this emotion, we can say that we can make ourselves brave. Yeah, we can recognize that we are strong inside of us, and we can say to ourselves, "Get up, just get up and walk your path." Walk your path in your own way fearlessly. So that's about fear. And another thing to think about when we talk about worry and fear is Especially worry often focuses on the future. I actually would say that most of the time, if not always, worry focuses on the future. And then we're not living now. We're worried about what will happen tomorrow or in an hour's time or next year. And like I said before, most of the time these things don't even happen, but we still worry about it, and that changes into fear or anxiety about the future. So as I say, although worry and fear is not always a negative emotion or phenomena all of the time, when we start to have this repeat worry, this endless worries, that may create unnecessary stress, and it might poison our mind, our body, and our soul. And so worry is linked to fear of the future and the unknown, and particularly in our lack in self-belief that we can cope with situations. So it often is about what if scenarios, yeah? And like I say, a future event that hasn't happened yet, and possibly never will. Also, it's a habit that we can learn, right? That we learn to worry. And no matter how much we worry, we will never change anything or achieve anything except making us feel really bad. So we keep on worrying because this might happen. And then when you think about that, we worry because that might happen. And it's just an endless cycle that we get into, right? And none of us want to be like that, right? Who wants to be like that? So let's look at some small practical things that we can do to begin to let go of our worry, to begin to change that pattern, right? So one thing we can do is we can learn to interrupt our worrying. And I created maybe you can call it an activity sheet, but it's a PDF document with tips and ways to help you to interrupt your worry cycles. So there's suggestions on what you can do to interrupt this worry when it comes up. And there's a link on my website where you can download this PDF and try out these suggestions. The links are all below in the description box. Also, when it comes to anxiety and worry, it's nice to know sometimes that there is something or someone out there for you that will take care of you and always be with you and maybe help you out. And so I have a meditation on meeting your guardian angel that I've done quite a while back, and I will link that also below in the description. It's also a YouTube video that you can do to meet your guardian angel and feel maybe a little bit safer of having somebody like that with you. I also made some videos some time ago about meditating when you are anxious or worried, and also how do you feel about creating when you are anxious or worried. So they're all linked below, that you can just watch these videos. If you've seen them before, you can watch them again if you want, or just remember them and try out those things. So in general, I think that meditation, contemplation, conversations, and even divinations like card readings can help us to find a way out of worrying and to find the reasons why we worry. Yeah, and this allows us to shift our energy that is caught up in worry, that basic energy that we use and we waste on being worried and afraid and anxious. We can change it into meaningful actions, into shift those into some positive things that we can do and feel. When we put fear in its proper perspective, the power of that emotion is no longer so strong that it immobilizes us. And I think that, for me, it took me many years to become a fearful, worried person. And so when I started to shift my fear and worry, it didn't happen overnight for me. It took me just as many years, probably more, to shift those emotions into positive and constructive and good feelings, if you can call good or bad. That's also that debate, but to shift those emotions. And it took me a while, and it might be the same for you. But I would say that if you start working on it today, you will make progress little by little over time. And eventually, one day you will get to a point where you feel like, wow, is this me? Is this the same person from 5 years ago, 2 years ago, even 6 months? You will see subtle changes. And just keep going with that. So look at the links, and I wish you blessings and the best of luck on working with this month's theme. And let me know how it goes. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.